Hello people, welcome to my new video. What you've just listened to is a song I recorded using both a Marshall 8100 head and the plugin I'll be reviewing later in this video, the Solidus VS8100 by Audiority, which is an ampsim that tries to emulate the Marshall 8100. As you can see here, we have 4 different couples of tracks, without names, just different colors. Each color belongs to a different tone I made for this video using either the real amplifier or the plugin. Now, which one is which, you have to tell me. Just write what you think down in the comments below. I'll be revealing the truth in the next video. For the moment I can only tell you that one tone is the real amplifier going through a 1x12 with mics in front of it. Another one is the send output of the real amplifier with an impulse loader, and the remaining 2 tones are made with the plugin. Also keep in mind there's no post-processing, no EQ, no compression, no nothing. This is just me playing my guitar and simultaneously recording 4 different tracks, each track for a different tone. Okay, now back to the review. As you can see here, I'm in Cakewalk. I recorded 2 guitars, one left, one right. Here are the DIs, let's hear how they sound. Nothing strange, as you can see. Both these tracks are going through this bus where I put the plugin. Now this is how it looks like. As you can see on the upper left there's the Audiority logo. If you click on it, it will open a menu with various stuff. Here's the register, here's the about, where we got all the infos about this plugin. Then we have the settings submenu, where you can choose all the directories where you have your impulses, licenses, etc. Then we have the size submenu, where you can put it in a small version, the default version, which I prefer, and the big one. Now let's listen to how it sounds. I'm feeding both the guitars, one pan hard left and one hard right, because I like to hear it like a real mix. Let's turn it on. Now this is the clean channel. As you can tell, the EQ is really working, it really does what it should. Anyway, on the clean channel we got this little button here. Let's make it big so we can see better. Okay, I'll keep it like this for this video. As you can see, here we got the crunch button. If you press it, it goes to the crunch mode. As you can tell, it's a normal crunch channel, nothing fancy going on here. Sounds pretty like the actual amplifier, but what we are looking for is the boost channel. We need to hear if it sounds like the real deal or not. So let's turn it on, gain to 0. As you can see here, we got another little button to go from overdrive 1 to overdrive 2. Let's hear it. Seems like the starting point of this overdrive 2 is the maxed out gain on the overdrive 1. Let's compare it to the overdrive 2 with no gain. Yep, they sound the same. Since this comes from the 90s, let's try what they did in the 90s. No mids, only bass and trebles. Let's hear it. Let's try this on a palm muted riff. This one. It chugs. I'm sorry, I'm not all other Swede. Anyway, as you can tell here, you see underneath here we got the gate, we got an input EQ/boost, an out EQ, and of course the cab section, which you can deactivate from this button here as well. Back to the amp, let's hear if the contour knob works as the real one. This is how it sounds on the 0. As soon as you turn it up a little bit, it really affects the sound. Let's hear it. It really works till you get to 1. Then it doesn't make that much difference from 1 to 8. From 8 to 10 you can tell it works. See what I mean? Well, maybe that's because we have the middle at 0. Let's flat it all out, and let's hear it how the contour responds. No, it's acting the same way. There's no difference with mids or without them. You see, from 0 to 1 and from 8 to 10, you can really tell the difference. From 1 to 8, it doesn't change, it doesn't affect the tone that much. Anyway, since this is the first edition of this plugin, I guess Audiority will take care of this problem, if we can call it problem, because it's sounding almost like the real deal. There isn't a real problem here. Anyway, like the real amp, there's no need to scoop the mids when the contour is maxed out. Just turn the contour all the way, everything else in flat. See? And welcome to the 90s. Now let's have a look at the reverb. It sounds like the real tank reverb on the amp. Let's hear it on the boost channel. just a normal reverb. It acts like a normal reverb, like the one on the actual amp. Now let's see up here, all this stuff, what does it do? There is this HQ, which should be the oversampling switch. When you turn it on, it really affects the tone. I don't know if this is supposed to happen or not. Okay, now in this case it doesn't change that much, but let's try it with a preset. As you can see here, we got a lot of presets like this Dimage plan. I guess that's Dimebag's sound when he was on the Damage Plan band. Then we got some Metallica presets, I guess, Master of Puppets, Justice for All, the Black Album. Then we got the Symbolic from Chuck. The Cowboys, I guess it's Cowboys from Hell, also from Dimebag. Let's hear it on something more. As you can see down here, the input EQ is on with this preset, but I want to make a point. See? Now you see what I mean. When activating the HQ, the sound really changes. I know that this works not just on the presets, but every time, especially when you got the input EQ or the out EQ engaged. In that case, it really does affect the sound, otherwise not that much. This was with, let's hear without. See, it really boosts the bass. It sounds a little more compressed, at least to my ears. It almost chokes the sound, like there's a sudden gain boost. I can't really tell. I really don't understand why it's acting like this. Maybe it's just that I don't know what oversampling really does. So maybe this is normal and I don't know what I'm talking about. If you know, please explain to me in the comments down here so that I can learn something new. Anyway, back to the rest of the stuff. Here we got the randomizer. As you can see, when I click on it, it really changes everything. Totally random. So it creates new tones. Totally random and useless, like this one. As you can see, volume set to 0. You can hear just a little reverb. I guess this is something you can have fun with. It's not very useful. I mean, you can go all day long until you find something useful, but I really doubt you will. Anyway, pay attention to the input and the output level because they also get randomized. So it can be quite dangerous if you don't pay attention. So I hope Audiority will fix it in the next release. Now back to the initial preset. Now this is to go to the previous settings. Okay, this is to save your own preset. Just remember to go and save them on the user folder. As you can see here, I got quite a few presets. Then we got this X here, which is to erase the preset. This bell here opens this, I don't know, I'm on Windows anyway, so I don't care, Mac OS X. Then down here, let's see, we got the input level. Then we got the gate, a noise gate. As you can see, it looks like a pedal with its switch here. It works kinda well. I mean, when you're feeding 2 different tracks to it, it doesn't work that well. Let's hear with just one track in mono how it sounds. Let's turn it on. As you can see here, we got this yellow light. When this is on, it means the gate is working. Let's see. As you can see, it works. You just have to set the level. Of course, the more you turn up the level, the more it blocks the sound. As you can see, when it's maxed out, there's no sound. Here you can see there's the hiss, mid and full switch. That was the hiss. Now let's hear the full. It feels like it has a slower attack on full. Yes, it has a slower attack. Maybe it's just a matter of setting the level better. Anyway, it's a noise gate. It's not that bad. If you're lazy, you don't want to edit the tracks to cut away the silence, you can try and use it. It's there. It's included in the plugin. So now let's get to the input EQ/boost section. As you can see here, we got 10 bands EQ. Here's the switch to turn it on. When you press it, it activates both the EQ and the boost. As you can see, we got some presets here with names of famous pedals. The Tube Screamer, for instance, TS9, SD1, Heavy Pedals with, I guess it's the HM2. You know, to get that chainsaw distortion. Let's turn it on and see how it sounds. Yeah, it's there. It's in that territory, you know, the chainsaw, that 90s Swedish tone. As you can see, there are lots of possibilities with this. Let's notice that the EQ works even when the boost is set to 0. So you can just EQ or boost the signal. Let's flat the EQ, for instance. Even when it's on flat and the boost is on 0, you can hear it boosts the signal a bit. As you can tell, the boost is very clean. It works like a clean boost pedal. Altogether with the EQ, this becomes a very, very it becomes a very versatile instrument. You can really shape your sound before getting to the amp. Until now, I think this plugin is really, really good. Now let's see the out EQ. Let's turn on both the DI tracks, because I like the stereo feeling. Of course, we have some presets here as well, and you can always save your own. Have you noticed how it gives life to your tone? Like so. I'm really digging this tone I made like in 5 seconds here. It really brings me back to the 90s. I'd really use this tone in a record. Let's hear it with bass and drums. Listen here to the palm mutes on the end of this song. I've never heard an ampsim chugging like this one. Let's hear the difference without the out EQ. As you can see, there's a huge difference. Without the out EQ, this sounds like a normal amp sim. A good one indeed, but not that very realistic, like when you engage the out EQ. It really gives it life. And now let's get to the cabinet section. As you can see here, we got this list of impulse responses. These just are included when you buy the VST. Of course, you can load your own impulse responses. Now let's see the stock ones, how they sound. This one's pretty good. Let's try it with the out EQ on. Really, really good. Let's hear the difference with the first one. Yeah, I mean, they both sound really, really good. Let's try the other ones. You can also use these arrows to navigate through them. This one sounds like the classic SM57 on the center. Pretty good, pretty good. They sound pretty good, I must say. Now, in this cab section, you also got these four knobs here. The cabinet res mount, the frequency, the air frequency, and the air mount. Now, let's pick a dark sounding impulse. Let's use this one now. As you can tell, it's really, really dark. Let's give it some air. We just boost this particular frequency. So, in case we got an impulse response that we like, but it's a little bit too dark, we can give it more air with these controls. As you can see here, we may choose a different frequency to boost. It goes from 2.5 kilohertz to 16 kilohertz. So let's hear the differences. Of course, when we get over 8-9 kilohertz, there's not that much going on. On the left side, we got the low-end controls instead. We go from 30 to 300 hertz. The default setting is on 75, so you can add that low bottom end to the impulse response. Let's try it with this. This one is the classic 57 on the center of the speaker. It kinda lacks that bottom end. As you heard here, this really shape your bottom end. I mean, with all these controls, you can really create a unique sound. Maybe it's not 100% like the real Marshall 8100, but still, for an amp sim, this is like the best sounding amp sim I've ever heard. It's really alive. It doesn't sound that digitally fake. It sounds like a real amp, actually. Now I'd really like to make you listen to this. These are two impulse responses I made using my DIY ISO cab. As you can see here, I wrote ISO box instead. Anyway, one with an SM57 on the center of the speaker, the other one with the ProDype TT1 on the edge. Let's try them with the out EQ on. I really like this one. I almost forgot. The speaker here is a Celestion G12K100. This one is really, really harsh, but I can assure you that when you combine these two, they really kick ass. Anyway, you've already heard what they sound like when combined together. In the next video I'll be revealing the chain I've used to achieve those 4 tones of the song I played in the beginning of this video. Until then, I have this gift for you. You'll find the link to download these 2 impulse responses down in the description. For free, of course. The only thing I can ask you in exchange for this is to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, let me know whether or not you liked the video and the impulse responses, of course. What else can I say about this plugin? I mean, does it sound 100% like a real Marshall 8100? No. Does it matter? No. I mean, it sounds like a real amplifier. It doesn't sound like a fake digital ampsim like 90% of the other plugins in the same price range. So if you agree with me, just go to the Audiority website and grab your copy. They're on sale until the end of the month, so it'll be 29 euros instead of 65. Well, I guess that's it. So until next time, take care.